Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Temur Tarmodrazi. Today we're playing Mardu 8 Ball. Opening hand, bad. Definitely have to mulligan that. Second hand is good. Turn 3, Thought Not Seers is good. We have removal if necessary. We don't know what we're playing yet. Um, so it's a safe enough hand to start with. Not the most explosive hand, but it is what it is. So Inquisition of Kozilek, most likely taking our Tarmogoyf. I'd be shocked if it was Thunderbolt. Lightning Bolt. Not Thunderbolt. Our opponent's thinking, but in retrospect, no, they're probably thinking, considering they're playing creatures, Lightning Bolt is going to be removal, but I still think Tarmogoyf is the bigger threat here. So let's see what they play turn 2. Um, Maybe more disruption, I don't know, or they're finally going to put a threat on the board. More disruption, okay. I assume Reality Smasher, but Thought Not Seer might be a target because they might not want us to strip out whatever they have in their hand. Yeah, okay, there we go. In theory, Reality Smasher is not yet a threat. I need more lands. At this point, yeah, I mean, Ancient Stirrings is a good draw because we can, find that fifth land or that fifth mana source, um, which we do. So probably take Island since we're missing blue. Yeah, I was thinking a bit there, but don't really want anything else in that hand. And we can't take the non-colorless spells anyway. So we had a slow start. Granted, we did get disruption twice, but our opponent's been having a slow start as well. They've been taking their time with their hand. So they're going to be drawing 2 cards, discarding a card, and then drawing 2 cards. Okay. I mean, now is an interesting time to look at their graveyard, because it would mean that they are doing some shenanigans with their graveyard. So, okay, Thoughtseize. Again, this sucks. At this point, we've had 3 disruption spells, hand disruption spells, that have basically taken everything out of our hand. Luckily for us, our opponent's been pretty slow with their rollout. Can't do much with Traverse at the moment. Only have 2 card types. But I guess my thinking here was, let's just get lands. Let's just get lands out of the deck as much as possible. Yeah, threaten some removal, and hoping we don't just keep top decking lands. At this point, it's becoming unbearable. So our opponent's waiting, play a card. They have four cards in hand. I mean, we would have had plenty to do if we didn't have everything stripped out of our hand. Okay, there we go. Finally, a spell that doesn't necessarily target us. So he's drawing more cards by discarding a card. Digging for more stuff. Fine. So we see a bunch of creatures that he can bring into the board that deal a lot of damage and then have to get sacrificed at the end of the turn. Okay, I think finally something that's staying on the board. So this creature is a bit of a problem because it's going to bring elementals back onto the battlefield from the graveyard. We definitely do not want that. Okay, I mean Lightning Bolt is okay, but again, it's still a problem. It's not advancing our threat; it's simply playing a defensive game here. Okay, another one. Definitely gonna bolt it again because again, we don't want it to attack and bring an annoying. Yeah, so he's bringing a creature card onto the battlefield from the graveyard. So that kind of changes our plan. Only because, well, Okay, so he's bringing two of them. So no matter what, there's an elemental coming onto the battlefield right now, which is going to swing in for about 7 damage. I mean, the opponent's deck is, it's cool. It was really slow. I mean, he spent the first 3 turns disrupting our hand, which I guess is part of the game plan, but it's still been a slow rollout. And in theory, we just need to draw a really big threat, or any threat at this point, and put a lot of pressure on our opponent. So Thought-Knot Seer is actually a good draw here. Definitely going to cast it, take that last card out of their hand if we can. It's a land, so we can't, but that's also good. It means they're also in top deck mode. And attacking right now would also mean they would lose um, their creature, which I don't think they want. Okay, so our opponent drew another land, which is good. Can't complain, given the fact that we're extremely behind right now. I don't think it would be prudent to attack. Exactly. So, oh, there we go. Finally. The threats are coming. Now we definitely attack with everything. Put that pressure on our opponent. I'm actually curious to see if I played it safe here and only attacked with Reality Smasher. I didn't. I think that is the correct play. I mean, either the opponent has this or he doesn't. He's down to 5. If he doesn't draw as the game winner right now, it's over. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I think that's a good demonstration of, how well the deck does, despite having a lot of hand disruption in the first few turns. We had, Inquisition Kozilek, Thoughtseize. Our opponent stripped our hand of everything that was meaningful, that was able to put pressure. So they did what they were supposed to. And yet, I mean, there is a downside to hand disruption that you're giving up. I mean, that card is taking up a slot that a threat could be taking up, or something else that allows you to find threats. And our opponent just couldn't connect after disrupting our hand. He had 3-4 turns, I think, of being able to do stuff, and he didn't really. Our opponent now is mulliganing, and this is why this match becomes pretty quick. He mulligans twice, and that doesn't bode well for our opponent. Our hand, on the other hand, is great. Grafdigger's Cage, you see it mulliganing again. Our opponent goes down to 4, or goes down to 3, actually. Inquisition of Kozilek shows a hand that's quite scary. They take Grafdigger's Cage, fine. We still get Noble Hierarch. And we draw another Thought-Knot Seer. So our game plan here is play the Noble Hierarch. Turn 2, we wouldn't have anything on the board because we don't have a Eldrazi Temple, but that's okay. Our opponent here does not get a second land drop, and that pretty much is game for him. Unfortunately, he had to mulligan down to 3, or had to mulligan down to 4, which means, it's pretty much game over. We didn't have to mulligan at all. We have 2 Noble Hierarchs, and I think at this point, he knows what's in our hand, he knows what's coming, and it's game. So unfortunately, there wasn't much of a second game to show off there. I just want to post this up because I want to show the scenario of our hand being completely stripped and how we can come back from that. Again, this isn't, for example, a Jund matchup where our Jund player does 3 turns of hand disruption and then has a bunch of threats they can put on that are serious threats. In this case, the threats our opponent had were elemental creatures. They don't really stick onto the board after they attack, so they're cute more than they are threatening. I think Mardu 8-Ball's theory is I mean, the game plan is great in theory, not necessarily in practice, and I think we saw that here, which is why I want to show that matchup. So yeah, that was it. Really, stay tuned for more. I want to post Temur Tarmodrazi. If you liked the video, please like it. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. motivate me to create more of these videos, motivate me to push that website out as soon as possible so we can really grow the community. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.